It would be good to see the area that you're mixing.
Hmm?
It would be good to be able to see the area where you're mixing.
It's not, it's here. No? Can you see it? Oh, it's, I think, I don't know what happened with Estero, she disappeared. The idea is not to have, so we have raw umber here. I'm using raw umber. If I want to darken my raw umber, I could use Payne's gray. And I'm using raw umber with a bit of white. Fine. So with this raw umber, the idea is not to have a flat color, meaning that, okay, I'm going to put the color here right now. I'll put the color right there. And you see my color, what I put right here is one highlighted color, one. So what you want to see is a mixture of darks and lights, movement of brushes, brush strokes, not the same color from here to here, one. It's a little bit darker. I'll put here. And if you don't know where to put those colors, just follow what you see in the reference. If you have this one, you see here, that's a little bit lighter. Right here, a little bit lighter. So we can do a brown like that. Okay. Come back, take a bit of white, bit of white, and just kind of go like this. That's it. No detail, nothing. Just stuff like that, like lines and highlights and loose. It's fun because you're not looking at detail. So if it's easier, start with a brown to cover the black that you have. And then we'll go over. See, I would like a bit of dark in here, right here, just darker. So I'm adding to my brown a bit of Payne's gray. I don't want the whole thing to be highlighted. I'd rather that this part that's going in be darker. Go back to brown. Doesn't matter if you have brown with a bit of Payne's gray. I'm going to add a bit of white. Can you see where I'm blending those colors? You can see them, right? I think, yeah, you can see them. Okay. This part here where the balcony is on top is a bit darker here, lighter there, because there's a light coming from this side, strong light coming from the left. Remember what I showed you, how Nathan Fawkes does his very loose, the video I showed you when he was doing the loose sketching of the city. He really removed a lot of detail from the reference and worked only more on the actual focal point. I'm not worried where the actual windows are and where they should go. Just put color. Don't worry, because we can go over that and decide where we want to put that light coming out from the windows. What's important is your lines, straight, horizontal, and vertical. So these are vertical lines. These are important, kind of, just a highlight here to give you a sense of a building. And these lines going across the perspective. So my lines here, just to get a good perspective. This is important. I'm taking more right here. This is raw umber Payne's gray. So where I see in the reference a really dark area, I'm using more Payne's gray with my raw umber. Payne's gray, raw umber, touch of more white in that Payne's gray and raw umber, a little bit. It will dry darker. We will wait. I wait for it to dry usually, and then I adjust. Let's stay in one area and finish it before we move into this side. So we have some browns in here, which is fine. I'm going to go back to this. And please let me know if you want me to stop. Because I'm in the zone right now. So if you don't tell me to stop, I'll keep going. This is Payne's gray, bit of white. The only reason I'm doing this, just I want to break the browns. Just break, if it's too much brown in here. Some of the Payne's gray with white will be nice to frame the windows, to give it a bit of kind of a hint of a detail. Open big windows usually are not that great looking. They don't look that great when you're painting. So the frame I'm putting it inside the window to make this area here smaller. Actually, it's easier to work on this than the paper I was working on. Inside, for the panel, I'm just going to use Payne's gray with a bit of white, very small amount of white. So my values are a bit different, but this part has more Payne's gray, less white. Just Payne's gray down here. And if I need to, I can go back and get some black and put it in there if if I feel like I need to do that. Up till now, it's looking not bad at all. It looks good. Okay. Payne's gray, bit of actually Payne's gray and a bit of raw umber in here. It gives me a hint of an arch window. Brown with a bit of white. Sometimes it's not there. I put it there. I'm not following exactly what I'm, what I'm looking at is a guideline, but most of the time I do my own thing. If I see a detail that I like, I add it. It might not be in the same position where it's in the reference. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. See, like this one here from top to bottom is too long. And I take it and just add a bit of raw umber in here with my Payne's gray. Brown. So switching from brown to Payne's gray. This is where the sign that I removed, it's right here. So there's a bit of confusion in here. So because I don't know what's behind the sign, so I'm not worried. I'm just gonna play around with my colors, a bit of highlights. And when I add the windows, because there are some windows in there, some light coming out from those windows, it'll be fine. I'm gonna mix raw umber, bit of Payne's gray, white, touch of white, very, very small amount of white, slowly. Add your white slowly. And I'm gonna come here and give it Good. Oh, I keep dipping my hand in paint. Okay. If there's anything that you don't want to show, darken it. Make it darker. Okay, it's good enough. Okay, so now we're just going to work on this part, not the highlighted area, just all around. So I'm going to take Payne's gray. So I'm going to see more Payne's gray here. So I'm seeing here, I'm putting, I put raw umber and Payne's gray, but more raw umber. Here, it's going to be more Payne's gray, less raw umber. I don't want to use just Payne's gray because it's almost black because it's on a darker surface. So I'm just going to put, let's see, Payne's gray and a little bit of raw umber, touch of white so I can see it because it dries darker. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Is the sign a bit curved?
Hmm?
Is the sign a little bit
Yes.
curved?
Yes, it is. It is. The whole thing is curved a bit,
Oh,
just a bit, not much. A very hint of a curve, real hint. I'm gonna use a bit of black now, just for lining, like lines, creating lines in between. Just a couple, not many, not much.
Can you move your picture down a little, Al, please?
This
So
way?
we can't see the windows. You're zoomed in on them.
Okay, so this, like this, right? You want me
Yes.
to? Yeah, okay. Now I'm putting a bit more of, I used black to create those lines, and I'm just
ivory black
ivory
or
black.
paint?
No, ivory. Yeah. Payne's gray now, white. I really don't want to draw too much attention to this part. I'd rather have it undefined. But anyway, by the time we add the, we start putting highlights here, all of this will go, it will recede. This will take over, this part.
What's the black that you put on there? Where is that supposed to be?
Oh, there are some kind of strong lines in here, just a bit to push the window in, the windowsill kind of. Here, I'll show you.
Oh, so that it
See,
oh,
right
okay.
right there, right here, a bit down here, a bit down there. And then there's one here too, that line, that little line in there.
Okay.
Sometimes you put a bit, more detail, sometimes you don't. You just gauge and see if it works, if it looks good. So now I know that, right, I can see underneath this, where I put the black line right here, I can see that from here to here, it's big and it's wide, it's too wide and it's dark. So, and there's in here, there's a nice frame that is kind of combination of brown and blue right here. So I'm gonna make this sign smaller by adding this line right here. Here, let me do it in.
Lael, your hand keeps going in front of your camera, so we can't see what you're painting because it goes all black.
Thank you. Yes, all right. I will pay attention to what I'm doing. And I will try.
Don't you love being told what to do?
Hmm?
Well, I
"Don't
was-
you
I
love
was-
being told what to do?"
I didn't mean to
Well,
tell you what to do. I was
no,
asking
no,
if
I'm
you
not.
could move.
I'm
Don't worry, we're all
thank
doing
you.
it.
No, thank you, Deborah, because I can't see what I'm doing. Like I'm not watching, I'm not looking at the camera. I'm looking at what I'm doing here. And if my hand is in the way, then my demo is useless for you, because there's no point, right? So please, yes, please tell me, because I can't see what I'm doing here. I don't look at the camera. I don't look at the screen. The screen is on the side. Okay, that's good. That's good. So this sign is narrower now. Okay. A bit of Payne's gray and white, and I'm just gonna add that over here because I like it, not because it's there, because I like it. I look at, I saw it and I like it, and I'm gonna add it, not because it's there. Sometimes there are details that I'm looking at and I don't find that it's, I don't have to put them, but sometimes some details are really nice to put. It's very easy to get carried away, adding more details, and you have to just step away and then say, okay, no, I'm not doing this. I'm going to stop. Especially if you're like me, I love detail. Since we're working with the dark colors, I'm going to do the bottom part here. And let's do it with just Payne's gray, maybe brown. You're not going to see it right now, but once we start adding the highlights inside in the reflection, this line that I just added would be in between. It'll be the right, it will be good. It will look good. Usually upper parts of anything, any surface is lighter than the lower part, and that will give us, so this doesn't look like a dark black in there. I'm highlighting this part with Payne's gray and white, just a bit of white, a hint of white.